don't go dead.
That's right. Don't talk shit. Don't get shot. Tom sent me this video of Urban Meyer being Urban Meyer. And
with him dancing with the
rubbing up on some girl.
Yeah, some girl was actually rubbing up on him.
Well, yes.
And if you notice, he kind of put his hands in front of his junk so that she wasn't grinding on him. Other than getting up out of the chair, that was the most uncomfortable looking thing I could see, where he's probably thinking to himself, get this crazy bitch away from me.
Yep. So I told Tom, I said, I picture him and Vince McMahon being in that situation and it ending very differently.
Nah.
I just see Vince going, yeah. All right, now it's back again. All right, what we'll have to do is we'll have to ask the posse if they hear it when they get on.
Okay. Oh, let me pull up my
Britches.
No, my britches is good.
I need my bike so I can add to my britches.
It's a road to the riches.
All right, we have one viewer, which could be you.
I lost again this week.
Are you serious?
Because Brady only got me 11 fucking points, and my fucking kicker pulled his hamstring on the opening kickoff. He was active at the game start, and then all of a sudden, 3 minutes into the game, he's got a Q next to his name.
I understand.
What the fuck happened to Robbie Gold?
Hi, John.
And I'm like, son of a bitch, this is going to fucking shoot me in the ass.
You stupid
son of a bitch. It shot me in the ass. I'm 0-4 now.
John, do you hear a hissing sound? I have to wait for John to hear 10 seconds later. My question.
Because he's on Twitch. Because there's a town I know. Oh, Gail's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll ask Gail too. Do you hear
a hiss?
A hissing sound in the background? All right, John says no. Then we go. Is you ready?
No more so than any other time, but that never stops us.
Perfect. All right. Then I will give you a 5 in Shri. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you Super Bowl news that doesn't have anything to do with our fake football league. Knowledge versus King. Czarface meets Marvel, a salute to the biz, and an article to make you say, God damn, they ruthless. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now with trends.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, Jamie Roberts.
And a pleasant hello to everybody.
Hello.
Oh, apparently I have to mute that website. So,
but that's what you do in the pre-show.
Yeah, but I never actually have gone to that website, so I didn't know that it was unmuted. Yeah. And it's for our first article, and I actually don't check that website. I check scores other places. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 401, the first of our next 400.
Yes.
Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia. Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
I am well. I am back in my my humble abode after my journey
Your
to
sojourn.
my pilgrimage to Coffee Mecca.
I do like pilgrimage. That's a good word.
Yes, because there is no pilgrimage's truth. There is a sojourner truth. So
That's why I threw that out there.
and I've got my new hat.
I see that. Yes, that is a very sharp hat. That good possibility that's going to end up in the shop. Yes,
It is there as of half an hour ago.
Oh, so that wasn't affected by the Facebook and Instagram.
No,
Blackout.
because it is completely away from both of those. It is on MrThrowbackThursday.com.
Dude, I saw the funniest tweets about Facebook and Twitter being out. Oh, look at the beanie now. I like that too.
I gotta try all the products, man. I can't tell everybody to buy them if I don't try them myself.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I wear a lot of those beanies in the winter because of going to the rinks and stuff. But of course, David L. Lander as Squiggy,
Hello.
which is, ridiculous that I know that sort of thing. So yeah, we're getting all sorts of new stuff into the shop.
Yes.
So you made a trip
Because you don't want to buy the other stuff. So I put new stuff.
I will say I have bought many things out of our
You
shop,
have.
but I have also made my first Melted Mike's purchase.
You have.
I have the Fife Dog shirt. Love it.
As do I.
Was going to wear it tonight, but I wore it on the weekend because I liked it too much. And I actually wore it Friday to work underneath a pair of scrubs of the exact
same color.
Yes. So
Yeah.
no, it's really good stuff. We, like we said, we don't just spout off about anybody unless we believe and agree with their products. So we had to definitely sample that. And
Like
great
this product right here.
That would be the Mecca. That is where Jamie did his pilgrimage to.
Yes. I did not see the Soul Brother there, though.
And they gave you a nice little gift basket when you got to your
They did.
residence for the weekend.
Yeah. I will probably end up cutting this out from the audio portion because a lot of people don't come here to hear us talk about us. But yes, I got there. I got to the Saratoga Casino Hotel approximately 7 p.m. Checked in, walked into my room, and there was a bag sitting in my room, a Death Wish bag. And there was a note inside, and it said, Robinson's, welcome to New York from your Death Wish Coffee Company family. And there were 2 store exclusive mugs. There were 3 different bags of coffee. It was really nice.
Very cool. So let's get to what people do come here for. We have
Bill reads lyrics already?
well, we could do that if we want to go completely out of order. No, what we have is hip-hop headlines. A lot of stuff to talk about in hip-hop headlines this week.
Yes.
Little bit of woo news. One
As
and done
always.
that, again, did not know.
Yes.
A record of the week from our brand new artist of the month as we are now in October.
Which I swore we
2021.
did this album, and I dug through the website, and
No,
it
we did a
wasn't there.
different one, I think.
Yeah.
And we never used these guys as artist of the month either. So
Nope.
this is a good choice.
I think the album was one of those, I'll just hold on to that in case we need a record of the week and I don't have one on standby.
And now this makes sense.
Yeah.
The old to the new we have this week comes from one of our favorite groups ever. We'll take our final break. I'll read lyrics. We'll have a fake football recap, which is just going to piss me off terribly again. Possibility of fresh flicks this month. We'll peruse some dates, see where that goes.
Which, according to Gail, she doesn't want fresh flicks. She just wants a recap.
Blow by blow. Yeah. And then we will wrap it up. So let's not waste any more time. Would you be so kind as to provide me with just a little of that Triple H?
Yay.
This is hip hop has brought you Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Well, get on it. It's your turn.
It is my turn, and I'm not sure how you want me to read this title of the first article with the way you have it. I've been looking at it for 20 minutes, and I can't think of – the only thing I can think of is Scott LaRock.
That's exactly it. And I actually had written in parentheses, Scott LaRock had them all.
Okay.
But he did not perform at. But it took up too much room, and I didn't want you to go, am I supposed to read all this? No. But yes, that's exactly –
Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm glad I picked up on that because the way you wrote it, I was like, we don't really talk about Scott LaRock on this, but I think he wants the Scott LaRock thing on this.
Yeah, and that's why it was soup-er, not super.
Yes.
Super Bowl.
This comes to us from a beacon of information we never used before. Because when you think hip-hop, you think NFL.com.
Well, I do now since...
the official website of the National Football League.
Since Hawaiian Sophie had like creative control over all halftime shows from now on.
Yeah.
Isn't that one of his thumbprints that he put into the NFL when they took him in?
I don't know if that's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me when you hear what's going on in this article. Five epic hit makers will unite for the Pepsi Super Bowl 56 halftime show. And yes, I can read Roman numerals.
Yes.
Pepsi, the NFL.
So can Scott LaRock.
Well, he had them all.
He did.
Pepsi, the NFL, and Rock Nation have assembled a lineup of trailblazing musicians.
There it is. Rock Nation.
Perform the Pepsi Super Bowl 56 halftime show. The names they have: Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Dr. Dre, no accent.
No.
And Uncle Snoop himself.
Yes,
Snoop Dogg will all take the stage.
It's like the Up in Smoke tour.
It kind of is. At SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, always up to no good.
SoFi Stadium.
Very good. And I know you were hoping I was going to do the Inglewood from California.
Of course.
Love. Sunday, February 13th. There's a football game going on that day, too.
Is there?
Yes.
It's kind of late in the season, isn't it?
Well, I think it's the last game of the year.
Okay, that's fair.
I have no idea who's playing in it.
Tampa Bay.
The way they looked yesterday, who knows? The Super Bowl halftime show marks the first time that these 5 multi-award winning artists will ever perform together on one stage, which is kind of cool. And that's
because of Kendrick, I think. I think everybody else has been together.
Yeah. Maybe Mary J.
Mary may not have been, yeah.
But, every year it's a big freaking hassle and to-do about, so-and-so should do. And every year it's always the middle. Metallica should do this Super Bowl halftime show. No, Metallica sucks.
Yes, Metallica should have done a Super Bowl halftime show in like 1991.
When the Black Album came out, when they were popular. Metallica's a shell of themselves. That's the thing about hip-hop. Hip-hop artists don't become shells of themselves.
No. They become shell toes of themselves.
They expand on their talent. So I want to see people's heads explode over the announcement of these 5 performing.
I'm sure if you pull it up right now anywhere on any post that you're going to see all the negativity.
I wonder what would happen. I wonder what that shit would look like. Just if we go on Twitter, because Twitter is basically the only thing that's working right now. Although
John said he messes up with people.
Let's see. Super Bowl halftime. Super Bowl halftime show. Let's see. See what people have to say about
disdain.
It. So far, it's been all positive. Except one guy's got a picture of Squidward looking out at Patrick and SpongeBob going at 50 Cent watching Eminem and Dre perform at the halftime show. So, And then
Yes,
this,
John,
this
I
is
know Up With People has done more Super Bowl halftime shows than anyone.
this is an underrated tweet. Eminem will be in the Super Bowl halftime show. Good to see someone from Detroit can actually play there. Okay, that's good.
Shout out to Lieutenant Tom.
That's an
And his
underrated
boys.
tweet right there. So yeah, Dre.
That's kind of
Snoop?
like my R. Kelly one.
Oh,
I find it hard to believe that a man who believes he can fly cannot get himself out of the closet.
the best thing I heard about R. Kelly this weekend was on Weekend Update.
Michael Che.
When Michael Che said there's a call now to pull R. Kelly's music off of all streaming platforms, which is kind of ironic because streaming is kind of what got him where he's at now.
My favorite part about that whole thing, though, is Colin right after going, I'm glad I didn't tell that one.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't write that joke. Yes, he knew. So out of those 5, who are you the most surprised to see?
I'm surprised to see Dre.
I am too. Because he's very reclusive when it comes to that stuff.
Yes. I can only assume he's going to be there to bounce off of Eminem, to give Eminem something else to do. I mean, because really, how many Dre songs are Dre?
Dre by himself?
Yeah.
None.
Right. So it's going to be him and Snoop. It's going to be him and Eminem.
Yeah. But, can't argue with success, though.
That was the odd one for me, unless he's coming out and they're all going to do NWA stuff and he's going to do his own part. I don't know.
Well, it's funny you say that because we're going to tie that into the next article.
Are we? That's amazing how that would happen.
Yeah, that's boy, I'll tell you, you must have been a Boy Scout. You're so good at tying things in.
Yes. That was Postmates. Same thing.
Article number 2, we want easy. TMZ.com says that Eazy-E's daughter says that a shout out to her pop would be a dream at the Super Bowl halftime show.
It was all a dream.
Used to read Word Up magazine.
Yes.
If Eazy gets a shout out during the Super Bowl halftime show in LA, it'll be a touching and monumental tribute, according to Eazy's daughter. EBIE. That's all she goes by.
It's EBE.
Who looks like a Bratz doll if you look at this picture.
Or the Brat.
No, she doesn't look like the Brat. She's ecstatic about the entertainment lineup, she tells TMZ. We're less than 15 miles from Compton, where Eazy grew up and formed NWA. EB feels her father probably would have been part of the show lineup if he wasn't dead.
Well, yeah, it makes it harder to be part of the show that way.
Says that Eazy would be proud because he would see an extension of himself on that stage in Compton icons Dre and Kendrick Lamar. Now, Kendrick Lamar does not rap anything like Eazy-E. So I think this girl is grasping at straws.
I agree, but I do see that Kendrick is an extension of
the Compton scene. Yes.
Right. The whole Ruthless posse and how he's the new left coast guy. I can see the tie in there where, Eazy started the West Coast sound of that time. The whole, all the NWA, that whole thing was him putting together Ruthless Records. And so I can see her saying, yes, Kendrick is a disciple of what he created. That's it. It's really, really loose tie together, but
Kendrick actually said back in 2015, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Eazy.
Did he want Eazy?
Everybody wanted Eazy, according to that record.
Yeah.
Of course, Dre and Eazy had a falling out.
Right.
Which
everybody had a falling out with Eazy except for Jerry Heller.
With it ended up with Dre leaving the group and going solo. I guess they mended their friendship to the point of reuniting NWA, but sadly, Eazy died in 1995 due to complications from HIV and AIDS.
You just spoiled Straight Outta Compton movie for so many people.
The movie's been out now for 6 years. I do not have to say spoiler alert after 6 years.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. It's spoiler time.
EB knows that the halftime show is not very long, especially trying to fit 5 huge stars in a roughly 20-minute slot. That being said, She hopes a simple shout out, even a RIP Eazy-E, would mean the world to her. With potentially 100 million viewers watching, she hopes the shout out will underscore her father's contributions to the culture, keep his name alive in the city where gangster rap was born. She seems to forget that Eazy never wrote his own stuff.
No.
And
Eazy was much more a gangster than a rapper.
And wasn't very good at that because Jerry Heller was more the gangster than anybody else.
He was just a thief.
He's a thug. Our next article, and this probably made you very happy.
Oh, did it ever?
Because we're big fans of both of these guys. Knowledge versus King Asiatic.
Yes.
Hip Hop DX says that Snoop Dogg and rap fans have pinpointed KRS-One versus Big Daddy Kane on Instagram. They're looking for a suitable opponent for Busta Rhymes, who made his presence known again on the BET Awards out of nowhere. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland have unveiled another matchup that's been locked and loaded, and they're teasing the Hip Hop Fest with silhouettes of the next rappers. On Friday, October 1st, the official Instagram account of Versus revealed. It set an October 17th date at Barclays Center in partnership with USA's upcoming horror series, Chucky. They're making a series out of the Child's Play doll.
Yes. And I want to see this. And let me, this is so not what we're even supposed to be talking about. But let me, they brought it up. I want to see this because I've seen like the first 3 Child's Play movies. And then I saw the reboot, you know, where it's all a digital thing now. It's not Charles Lee Ray, voodoo doctor dying and putting his soul into the, it's different. But I'm curious which one they're going to spring off of. Is it going to be off of the original storyline, or is it going to be off of the new age? Reboot? Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm going to watch it. And then, of course, if it's got a theme song, I'm watching it all.
And I'm anxious to know if they're going to get the voice of the reboot Chucky for the series, because if so, you're going to get your Mark Hamill fix. Because Mark Hamill did the voice of Chucky in the reboot.
He is the greatest Joker too.
Oh, he's fantastic as a voiceover artist. He really is.
He couldn't get any good roles as a real actor, you know. Yeah,
I mean, well, there was a couple of movies that he was pretty big in.
And that Dune ripoff.
Oh, you mean the one that Star Trek fans completely fucking hate?
That's the one.
So the announcement says, wanna play? We got a new Versus on the way Sunday, October 17th, brought to you by the killer new series, Chucky. Who do y'all think it is? Drop your guesses in the comments below. We'll pick an entry at random to get a pair of tickets. And of course, they had the silhouettes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they are clear.
Didn't take long before a legion of fans unanimously identified both KRS-One in his Boogie Down Productions era silhouette.
Yeah, it's on the oh my God, the second album. Why can't I not remember the name of it?
By Any Means Necessary.
By Any Means Necessary. Because I keep thinking Malcolm X, and I'm
Public Enemy, yeah.
By all means necessary. No, that's not it.
No. And Big Daddy Kane, of course, with the flat top haircut. It's Mr. Smooth Operator, Mr. Asiatic.
King Asiatic, no one's equal.
Snoop Dogg, who we just talked about, who has...
It's like a big story going on here, man.
65.5 million Instagram followers.
He's got almost as much as me.
That's a lot of reach. Saw his comment rise to the top of the pile and couldn't contain the old school rap fan within. See, I love the fact that when stuff like this is announced, even big stars like Snoop turn into guys like us.
Yep. When we went to the UMTV Raps 30th anniversary show, I was standing in the audience next to Kool Mo D, who was cheering on KRS-One just like he was an average guy in the audience. I mean, like, he was KRS went on right after Shan, which was
really funny, actually.
Yeah, but you know,
did they go the bridge and then the bridge is over?
They did not.
They should have.
They should have. But yeah,
missed opportunity.
so when you're standing there next to Cool Mo D and he's acting just like everybody else in the crowd because he's such a huge KRS fan, I totally get this whole Snoop thing.
Yeah. So he just put Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. Still buzzing with the euphoria swelled by his Super Bowl announcement, which,
His what?
His Super Bowl announcement.
Thank you.
Didn't realize I have to say it that way every time.
You do every time.
Legendary producer DJ Premier, who's no stranger to versus himself,
Heard of that
having
guy.
squared off with RZA in April of 2020, bit his tongue on the answer, but revealed, I can tell by the silhouettes.
Yeah, they're album
Everybody
covers.
could tell by the silhouettes.
Scott LaRock could tell.
It's hard to say that any one act could lay claim to propelling hip hop along by themselves, but you cannot say that hip hop culture would thrive without KRS-One's contributions.
Oh, no. The
In
motherfucking teacher.
1986, BDP was formed. KRS-One, Scott LaRock, and D Nice.
Be nice. Yep.
The only 3 official members. Despite Scott LaRock's murder in 1987, the group pushed forward and released Criminal Minded and By All Means Necessary, unleashing, just some of the great little beat breaks and rhyme schemes and just basically setting KRS-One loose on the world.
Mm-hmm.
The man who says he has a diss rap for every rapper out there right now.
Yeah.
And he's just
And-
waiting
and I
for
don't
somebody
doubt
to
him.
step to him.
It's like he probably just heard, some dude named Little Shit Stain. Let me write a rhyme for him in case he comes after me.
He ain't even as good as Shorty Shit Stain.
No, nobody's good as Shorty Shit Stain.
So it says fellow hip hop legends Dr. Dre, Eminem, Nas, Common, and even Tupac have all vocally vouched for the teacher's emeritus status throughout various interviews over the years because they all know if they say anything bad about Chris, he gonna blast.
I'm coming
him.
for you. He is the blast master.
The Blast Master KRS-One. That's the
Yes.
reason why I said that.
Bring his brother Kenny Parker.
And then the most flashiest member of the Juice Crew, one of the coolest people ever in hip hop,
Dark Gable.
the smooth operator himself, Dark Gable, Big Daddy Kane. Completely different effect on hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
but still incredibly talented, incredible wordsmith. But whereas Chris was all about delivering the message, Big Daddy, yeah, he delivered a message, but he looked goddamn good doing it, didn't
Yes,
he?
sir.
That was his thing. He says, soaking up game with late friend Biz Markie and etching his name in history on the symphony. Big Daddy Kane went on to release Long Live the Kane with, one of his greatest songs ever, Ain't No Half Steppin'.
Yep.
So
And I get Raw. R-A-W.
in the early 90s, Big Daddy Kane posed for Playgirl and Madonna's sex
Her
book.
sex book. Vanilla Ice was in that too, I heard.
Yep. Eventually caught the acting bug, starring in films Posse and Meteor Man, all within that 1990s blitz. So Big Daddy Kane got some stuff going on too. I cannot wait for this one.
Yeah.
October 17th.
17th. The 17th and shit.
That is a Sunday night, I believe.
I believe it is a night that we're going to have to do a gathering of our patrons.
We shall definitely have to do something about that. I think my camper's going to be closed up by then. I have a feeling
Yeah, I
we're
think
going to close.
next week was your last one, right?
Yeah, because it's technically open till the 15th, but that's a Friday, so I think we're closing it up on the weekend of the 10th. So, another season done. But
I just commented on your wife's post before we started here.
yep.
She said, "I'm going to miss this." I said, "Do it in the backyard. You don't have to travel as far,
It's not the same.
and you don't have to stop. No, I mean to continue until you open again.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a fire pit in the backyard. so
See,
maybe I'll sit out there.
you have
And-
a fire pit.
And and either bring my computer out or find a iPad or something and watch this versus while I sit out there with a fire and drink some Jack Daniels.
See,
number
Some
27.
of that Winter Jack.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I get that shit and I heat it up, man.
Heat up.
I put a little bit of the cinnamon with it too.
Nice.
Cinnamon apple. There you go. I can put some of the Jack apple, some of the Jack cinnamon, and some of the Winter Jack all together and make myself a
jackass.
God, I've been that for 51 years. I don't need a drink to do that. So, needless to say, definitely looking forward to KRS-One versus Big Daddy Kane on Versus.
Yes. Now, I'm curious to see if it turns into a battle, because they are both
Very
battle
competitive.
rappers.
Yeah. Our next article, Run Dolls MC. And you gave me this. I had sent.
You posted it.
I actually posted this. You know where I got this from? Christine Morrison.
Really?
She works for a toy company. She got these.
There's a set on their way to my house, by the way.
And said, I know somebody who would appreciate these. And she tagged me in it. So I said,
did you see how I bit my tongue and I didn't say?
I know what you. Yes. You know what? That's water under the bridge. Her husband's more that than she is now.
Look, I hold grudges for people.
I got a bigger grudge than that. So
yeah.
Anyway, Run DMC has been immortalized in iconic Kokeshi collection dolls. Stereotype about hip hop artists having big heads is literally coming true as Run DMC become the latest cultural icons to receive their own iconic Kokeshi collection dolls.
Yes. Now, this is different than the ones you posted.
Yes. The ones I posted, I think were from
They're Little People.
Little People. Yeah. These are, God, they almost look like how Weebles used to be made without the wide bottom.
Without the wobble part.
Yes. The designer collectible dolls, which immortalize Run DMC members Run, DMC, and Jam Master Jay, are part of Sketch Inc. for Lucy Koss Kokeshi collection.
I remember
collection.
Lucy.
I remember Lucy's. A collection that includes some of the greatest legends and icons within the fashion, art, music, and cultural world. Each doll, custom hand-painted by world-renowned British artist Becky Kemp on Shima Superba wood, ranges in size from about 15.5 to 16 centimeters in height. Each doll retails for about $63.
Each one, not each set.
Right. So you want to get the whole set, you're forking out $189.
Yeah. That's much more than 63 cents, which was always my question.
I don't know. What can you get for 63 cents?
Not one of these
dolls.
No.
But I'm anxious to know what the cost was on the ones that I posted.
$14.99.
That's much better than $63 per doll.
Which is why those are coming to my house and these are not.
So big shout out to Christine Morrison for sending me that link. And I appreciate you very much. And it's a shame your husband still hates me. So next article, Carnage.
Yes.
Love this. Love the name too.
Yes.
This comes to us from salemnews.com. And it says that as we go up here, local hip hop group has songs in the Venom sequel. Now, I didn't see the original Venom, and I know you are more the Marvel, superhero type thing than I am.
Go ahead, tell everyone you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies.
I saw. Which one did I see?
I don't know. I went through all the trouble to send you 2 different orders to watch them in, and you still didn't watch them.
I still have the orders.
I believe you.
I just don't have the time. I will start watching them, though, now that, camping season's over, although I'll have to have something to help put me to sleep when I'm done doing games every night of the week, other than Mondays. So,
well, for anybody who doesn't know, the Venom movies are licensed from Marvel. So Sony actually has the license so that you won't see any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters in a Sony movie, nor will you see Sony licensed characters in a Marvel movie. So you don't, anytime when you go to a movie and you see in association with Marvel, that means it's theirs, but you're allowed to use it and they're not at the time.
It's almost like paying for licensing rights.
It is. And that's why there's never been a good Fantastic Four movie, because Marvel doesn't own it.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Well, they said, okay, our issue with getting the Wu-Tang mug made,
Not so much from the Wu-Tang.
Right. We have Wu-Tang permission, but
we don't have Live Nation permission.
Live Nation owns the licensing for products. So this is the same thing. Marvel owns it, but Sony came in and said, well, you're not using this. Can we use it and make movies? And they said, sure. And this is before the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder if Marvel is like kicking themselves over this now.
No.
Well, this is a different audience. I mean, Venom isn't
these
so
movies
much...
are very campy too. I mean, they're great, but they are nowhere near the Marvel cinematic quality for a movie.
So here's a story in it with names like Czarface, Venom, and Carnage.
Yes.
But it's not a mean story.
No.
It starts last February with an Instagram DM to a man named Seamus Ryan,
who some of you may know as Esoteric,
who grew up in Beverly and is a member of the Boston area hip-hop group Czarface, which also includes Peabody, Massachusetts native George Andronopoulos, who is known as
DJ 7L,
who owns the Soundtracks record store on Cabot Street in Beverly, Mass. The message was from an agent for Tom Hardy, the Academy Award nominated British actor who starred in the movie Venom in 2018. The agent told Ryan that Hardy wanted to speak with him directly. So Tom Hardy's guy was like, yeah, I want to speak to Esoteric, not a secretary, not anybody else. About a week later, as Esoteric was walking his dogs around 6 in the morning, one Sunday when Hardy called, Hardy told Ryan that he listens to Czarface when he's working out and wanted to talk with him about a project. See, that's cool. I just gained a lot of respect for Tom Hardy.
Yes. It just blows my mind. Okay, they're both on such much larger scale than anyone we are. But imagine getting a phone call. Okay, let's just say KRS calls us up and says, I listen to your show. I'd like to come on and do that. That's got to be what it's like for these guys. Tom Hardy calls you and says, I listen to your stuff. I'd like to use some of it in my movie.
Yeah, he says, at this time, Esoteric is thinking to himself, please be Venom, because I've been a Marvel fan since I was buying comics at the Old White Hen on Elliott Street. My son loves Venom specifically. Yeah,
if you guys listen to Czarface's stuff, it's clear how much they're into comics.
I mean, everything on Czarface is comic-based.
Or wrestling.
Or wrestling, which is kind of comic in itself.
It is.
Turns out that it was about Venom, and I hit the roof, said Esoteric. So Tom Hardy asked if Czarface would be willing to write some songs for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is the sequel. The result is the groups have 2 songs, Good Guys, Bad Guys, and today's special in the movie when it opened last week. Ryan said his son and daughter helped out in the chorus of the Good Guys, Bad Guys track, which is profiled in what he calls a pretty cool fight scene.
Yeah, it was. You only get to hear like 7 or 8 seconds of the song during that scene. But I've been listening to it on the way down. Yeah, well, I don't think you hear him in the movie. I don't remember. But you do hear him on the song. I listened to the song like 3 or 4 times on the way back from New York.
Because it says, I knew if this song was approved, it would remain in the Venom universe forever. Selfishly, I wanted to get my son and daughter's voices in there somehow because they're huge fans, and I figured that'd be cool for them. because now they are part of the Venom universe forever.
Yeah.
The Venom movies are based on the Marvel comic character of the same name. In addition to Hardy, the sequel also stars Woody Harrelson. So
It does.
pretty cool. Esoteric and 7L and Inspector Deck, bringing some well-needed input into the Venom sequel.
Yeah, Eminem's got a song in it too. He also had the theme song to the first one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He did. It was called Venom. That's how it went.
That'd be a good name for a song for a movie titled Venom.
It would. Oh, pause for a second. I have to do something. I'll be right back.
Okay. John, which one was Roger Corman's Fantastic Four movie? I saw the original one that was released years and years and years ago, the one that spawned the sequel with Silver Surfer. And I didn't hate those. See if he answers me. It's so weird not being on Facebook tonight just because of the whole Facebook down thing. Ah. Oh, his was way before that. Okay. I asked John. He said Roger Corman's Fantastic Four movie isn't as bad as everyone says.
His is his old one.
I don't remember that one. I told him I saw the one that spawned the Silver Surfer sequel.
Right. Well, the one that had Captain America playing Johnny the Human Torch, that one?
Yeah,
Chris Evans.
It was Chris Evans. Now that you say that.
I know.
I never even thought about it. It was Chris Evans. It was Jessica Biel. It was Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba.
The guy from The Shield.
Michael Chiklis.
Yep.
And Ioan Gruffudd.
Very well.
Who I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah.
Didn't he have his own show about like a TV show?
I don't know. All I know is that John just sent me a link to the IMDb listing for this one. The Fantastic Four in 1994. Let's see. Oh my God.
So, for those
and that
of you,
one's better? That looks terrible.
For those of you who actually care why I went to the door, I said I had a delivery.
Oh, look at that. There's your Run DMCs. Very nice. $14.99. You can have them too.
Yep. Not this one though.
Nope. That one's Jamie's. And those do not go in the prize box. Those go on the shelf.
They do. Right now, there's no room to put it. I have to move some things around. Oh, my shot glass is in the way. That's why. I put it right up here. Then I can't see it. We'll find a place for it. Yes, I agree with John. It is terrible. Just not as bad as everyone says.
I'll have to take your word for it. I don't.
Yeah, don't ever watch a Fantastic Four movie until Marvel makes one. Don't watch it.
I'm already 2 movies into that, so I'm not going to watch any more. But
no.
In fact, I think I saw both of those at the drive-in. Because those were actually both good drive-in movies. Silver Surfer was weird, though.
Well, the silver. Never mind. We're not gonna get into comic book history.
Yeah. So no, I mean that whole movie was weird.
I know.
So where did we leave off? We left off on article number 6.
All right.
They need to do a spoof. Run CMD's nuts.
There is D's nuts.
There is D's nuts. We talked about that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's bring this shit back in. What a Shree. Who's your mama?
Next article in hip hop headlines comes to us from vibe.com. You have entitled this one Salute to Biz. And a gentleman we talked about earlier gets some more play in the hip hop headlines. It's
Yes.
funny how we kind of keep rolling back on all of these things. Big Daddy Kane is going to do a tribute to Biz Markie at the 2021 BET Hip Hop Awards. So Kane is going to bring that throwback energy as he's going to perform a tribute to Biz, who passed away in July. I can't believe it's been, almost 3 months already.
Yeah.
So Kane was actually very pivotal in providing updates on Biz's health before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's additional performers that are going to take the stage that night.
Let's take it to the stage, sucker.
Not so much to pay tribute to Biz, but other people to perform. The only ones that we would know, Jermaine Dupri, Lil Jon.
He's got short arms, I heard.
I've heard. Remy Ma, Too Short to Box with God, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the BET Hip Hop Awards, which you don't usually watch until it's time for the Cypher, right?
Right. Yeah. What I'll usually do is set it up to record, and then I'll fast forward through it to see if any of them were any good.
They're going to be filmed. They actually were filmed last Friday. And they're going to be airing tomorrow night on BET. Tomorrow night as we record, which is Tuesday, October 5th. So if you listen to this on Thursday, you missed it 2 nights ago. Hopefully you can get it on BET On Demand, which I believe is part of the Paramount Plus streaming service.
What about BET Her?
Bether?
Not Bether, no. BET Her.
No, I don't know.
Up in BET Her.
Our last article,
yes.
Hip Hop Headlines, Ruthless Return. And this one came out of nowhere, man.
It did.
Hip Hop DX brings us this. 30 years after their Ruthless Records glory, JJ Fad has returned.
I heard they were here to rock.
And they said it's like old times with Dr. Dre, DJ Yella, and Arabian Prince.
No mention of Easy, huh?
Well, he did.
Wow. They could have shouted him out.
JJ Fad, EB would have liked that. JJ Fad was a flagship artist for Ruthless Records in the late 1980s and early 90s. I think they were first actual artists on Ruthless.
They were, and which is why I was very disturbed that they were left out of the Straight Outta Compton movie.
Blazing a trail for NWA to follow. Together, MCJB, Sassy C, and Baby D made history
the
when
second
they
worst beatbox in history, Baby D.
Became the first. Who's the first?
Run.
Yeah, okay.
Hit it, run.
Yeah, he's pretty terrible.
They have an asthma attack.
They made history when they became the first artists on the imprint to go gold with the 1988 single Supersonic.
Bruh.
And they were also the first female rap group to nab a Who Gives a Fuck About a Goddamn Grammy nomination. Although they only released 2 albums, Supersonic and Not Just a Fad in 1991, their impact on the culture is still relevant. Eminem, Fergie, the late MF Doom, the Beasties, and Redman are just a handful of artists who've name-dropped JJ Fad over the years.
Not ASAP Fergie.
No. Now the first ladies of Ruthless Records are hopping back in the saddle with a new collaborative single called Fellas with Azamatli and Lisa.
Not with Cult Jam in full force.
No, she's by herself.
Yes.
It's their first single in 30 years. So
it's also an anniversary.
Yes, a real one.
Yes.
So
JJ Fad hasn't put out a record since Naughty by Nature put out their first one.
right. JB explains JJ Fad's time in the studio was reminiscent of their early days with Ruthless Records. Being in the studio with Will Dog was amazing, and it felt just like it did over 30 years ago. We just picked right up where we left off. We each wrote our own parts after receiving the music so that when we got there, we would be ready to roll. The chemistry we have in the studio was the exact same as before. It felt like the old times in the studio with Dre, Yella, and Arabian Prince, who does not get the recognition that he deserves.
No.
So, JJ Fad is back.
And they're here to rock.
I did not have that on my bingo card. I don't know about anybody else.
Stranger things have happened in the pandemic.
They really have. Well, I wish him luck. I hope this record does well for him.
Yeah, we'll probably check it out.
We need our classic artists to succeed with these comebacks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to do it for Hip Hop Headlines for episode 401. We're going to take our first break of the evening. When we come back, a little bit of woo news coming at you, and then some records. You should come back and check all that out on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 401.
401. I need the drop folder.
Do I want to go make a cup of coffee?
How do you not have it ready?
I drank it all. Do I
Like
want to
this?
go make another one? Yes. Maybe I do. I'm not going to make a full pot. I do have the Keurig now, so.
So I can go. That's why I make cold brew. Just so if I'm in a hurry, I go.
When I go, it ain't cold brew.
It's cold brew coming back out.
It's rather warm, actually.
So this got a stage. It's like the Run DMC, this thing in the back is separate. So it's like an actual plaque. It's not
cool.
And then over here, which it's really hard to do this with this camera. It says Kings from Queens in graffiti behind here.
Yeah.
Behind D.
Neat looking.
We are little people. Anytime I hear little people, I think Aaron Neville, which leads me to Horatio Sands.
When I hear little people, I think short people. So I think Randy Newman.
You don't think Gillette?
No.
You don't want no short man?
No. I think short people got no reason.
Where are we? Oh, we need this. All right. I'm going to try to run this one. It doesn't do a full screen, but anyway. Okay. I'm going to hit this drop.
Cocoa butter.
And then we'll do some woo woo woo.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do this with a Shree. Woo's your mama?
I got it good. Now let me tell you who I am. The B-I-G-D-A-double-D-Y-K-A-N-E. Dramatic, Asiatic, not like...
Hey, yo, this your boy Big Daddy Kane, and when you're trying to hear that classic material, you need to be checking out my man, Mr. Throwback Thursday. For real.
So when I roll on your rappers, you better be ready to die because you're petty. You're just a butter knife. I'm a machete. This slave rock Gensu. Wait until when you...
1 2 1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? What's good, yo? This is straight face that now in New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays. Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and old dirty bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Mention me, y'all.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 401, and welcome back to Woo News. We have two pieces of Woo News for you for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Our first comes to us from Revolt.tv. You have named this one Iron Man turns 25, and that is a legitimate anniversary.
It is.
So,
and this has nothing to do with Tony Stark.
No.
Tony Stark's
Toast Face Grilla will be releasing a special edition of Iron Man in honor of its 25th anniversary, which is a cool thing.
It is.
It's been nearly 25 years, according to this. Released Iron Man, his debut album, Toastface did. So he's planning to celebrate the anniversary in a special way. On September 28th, the Wu-Tang MC announced that he will be coming out with a special anniversary edition of it. 25th anniversary edition of my debut album coming soon, and a lot more, he wrote. This record dropped October 29th of 1996. So the anniversary is actually at the end of the month. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. That's huge for a debut.
Wu-Tang had taken over the world.
The anniversary version will reportedly come as a collectible vinyl and a digital edition, and will include Super Bowl halftime performer Mary J. Blige and Papa Wu assisted All That I Got Is You, as well as other songs and instrumentals that'll be making their way to streaming services for the first time ever. Additionally, Toastface will discuss Iron Man at length amid an episode of Certified's mini-doc series titled My Life in 60 Seconds.
How much at length can you talk in 60 seconds?
Well, if you're fast, you can do a lot. So.
Tongue twister coming out there.
So Toastface also announced that Supreme Clientele 2 will be dropping in February.
Yeah. And who's producing that?
Unfortunately, that's being produced by Pass, Mike Dean, and producer Plagooni.com, he said. So we'll see. After competing against Raekwon in a Versus back in March, the star has clearly been keeping himself busy. He and his Versus opponent, who is also a Wu-Tang member, are preparing to travel to 24 cities with GZA as part of their 3 Chambers tour, which I believe is the one you are seeing.
It is indeed the one that I am seeing.
So you can follow him on Instagram and Twitter. I believe it's Instagram is at Real Ghost Face Killer, but I don't know what his Twitter handle is off the top of my head.
I don't either. I would have to go to Twitter.
But good record. I'm anxious to see what a 25th anniversary edition would sound like if there's extra stuff on it.
You say you wonder what that shit would sound like?
And extra stuff is $2.
It is.
Next article. Meth Speaks. Complex.com brings us this. And Method Man, Clifford Smith, professionally known as
T-H-O-D, man,
weighs in on the Snoop Dogg and Eminem situation, which is kind of weird considering they're both performing together at the Super Bowl halftime show.
At the what?
Super Bowl.
Yes.
So Em and Snoop may have come from the same family tree, but they were recently at odds. And as a member of a complicated family himself, Method Man was comfortable talking about that. He did a recent conversation on Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion podcast. Meth said Eminem may have taken Snoop's comments about his music a little too harshly. In a room with just us in it, when we boys, we say shit like that to each other all the time, Meth says. I don't fuck with your shit, and it's not taken in any way, but when it's in a public forum, it takes on a whole different light. I can sit here and tell my best friend, Joey, shut the fuck up, Joey. When it's just me and him, he won't take it no type of way. But
sounds like an anthrax.
But when we in a room full of motherfuckers, now it takes on a whole other light, which is true.
Yep.
Meth explained that M should have looked at it as boys being boys, saying he don't like your music. So he didn't say he don't fuck with you. He just said he don't play that shit.
Yeah.
Meth also dove into the psychology of the two men, saying that M would never make his opinions about Snoop's music public, which I would agree with that. M never really says anything about anybody's stuff. There's such Eminem stands.
Not even Lord Jamar?
Lord Jamar is a little different. There's such Eminem stands. The Nickelback could say the wackest bar, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, did you hear what Eminem just said?"
That's the truth. Like if the Eminem stands and the Kanye stands got together, it'd be like the Wonder Twins, and they would just be able to dominate the world.
let's hope that doesn't happen.
Well,
He says same thing with Snoop. I'm pretty sure M heard verses from Snoop where he was like, that shit was garbage.
yeah.
He could tell Snoop that in private, but M is the type of person who would only tell Snoop that in a safe space because he understands the ramifications of making that shit public.
The Ramalama Ding Dongifications.
Met said that Snoop is on the opposite side of the spectrum, preferring instead to do everything out on Front Street. Snoop, he's not even a rapper no more. He's beyond a superstar. He said everything he does is public for him. You got to take it with a grain of salt. One time I said Snoop was the worst rapper actor I ever seen. Next time I seen Snoop, it wasn't nothing. That Nickelback could have given 2 fucks what I got to say because he already got that check.
Exactly. Which is why I say every time we talk shit about you, God, you don't give a fuck. He's still in the Wu-Tang Clan. We're not.
Snoop made headlines recently when he said that Eminem isn't a top 10 rapper. And that's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah, I don't know how recently that was. I mean, we talked about that a while ago.
Months. I think it's about 6 months ago now. Of course, M took a shot at Snoop in the song Zeus. The Dogfather was seemingly unfazed by it, calling it soft ass shit. Snoop has since indicated that the two don't have a beef. So,
yeah,
who cares? They're going to be performing the halftime show together.
Yep. Side note, Tom Hardy wearing a Czarface shirt.
All right, Tom Hardy living that gimmick, man.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. So,
Venom.
I did. I gained a lot more respect for him on that.
I love Tom Hardy. He's one of my favorite actors.
Last bit of woo news. You God still sucks. That's not a story. That's just facts, even though he got that check. And ODB is still, sadly enough, deceased.
Indeed.
Time for some music. We're going to start with a one and done that, as usual, made me scratch my head.
Made you wonder if they were a none and done.
Because I believe this is their only record from what I saw. Because I went to look more and it said recommendations, nothing by this artist, just everything else.
So we don't recommend this one, let alone more of them.
1995 is the year that this one came out.
Mm-hmm.
It is, as far as we know, the only record by Main One. And it's called Birth of the Ghetto Child.
Little ghetto child.
I have a lot of tracks on here.
As do I.
6, 7, 8, 9,
19.
10,
Don't
11,
bother.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It is.
Look at that. Bill can count to 19.
And John, would you like to inform your good friend, the DJ himself, DJ Introduction? Because track number 1 is Intro.
Mr. Rivera, please have a seat. Called you in because your son Raymond has a discipline problem that is extremely harmful to our learning process. He has no respect for authority and shows no remorse for his actions. I recommend that your son be institutionalized to protect the other students as well as himself.
Well, that sucks.
That's a mean thing to say. So Main One's real name, Ramon Rivera, as you heard in the beginning by Mr. Rivera. Track number 2 is the title track of the record, Birth of the Ghetto Child. All right, I was feeling that.
Yeah.
That was actually very good. I like the DJ scratch work in there.
Mm-hmm. Because they still had DJs in 95.
My man Main One kind of keeping on the beat. the anti-parish. Track number 3, Pause to Da Drama.
So what's up, man? I'm about to get big. MC's getting big. Got me pulling back the wings. So what's up, man? I'm about to get big. MC's getting big.
It's a very Onyx feel.
Yes.
Who I am, cause I slam on every other jam. Change the program, cause your bullshit styles win. So blow the whistle, let the games begin. I'm going all out, nigga, about to flip my whip. You better act like you heard it from the horse's mouth. Try to form a main runner when you can't hang out. I got the butter shit.
Those horns, it sound like a Pete Rock production.
Yeah. Yeah, good call on that. Track number 4, Big Shot on the Block.
From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing.
King of New York.
A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
Nickel Bag sounds like Nickelback. Gotta love Christopher Walken.
Yes. That's such a good movie. With the young Larry Fishburne.
The life ain't nothing but a gamble, cause niggas on the corner steady scramble. They're making a mad loot, they're getting paid by the bags.
I have to add ask an opinion of people too. Since Scarface is standard fare as a hip hop movie, just because of its effect on the culture, not because the movie has anything to do with it.
Right.
I wonder if King of New York would be classified the same way.
That's a good question. That's a good question to the posse.
It is.
What are we up to? Track number 4?
5.
5, which I believe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check the Skills.
It is.
For all my peoples in the streets, pumping the underground beats. For those who like to keep it real, keep the flavor with the skills. For all my peoples in the streets, pumping the underground beats. For those who like to keep it real, keep the flavor with the skills. Your niggas know the name, I run the game, causing stressing. I'm manifesting, I got to get it up my chest. And when I do my thing, I bring you drama to the best. Keep them on the toes, got no time for taking rest. So act like you knew me, I keep it true, G, when I rap. I came to bring the pain like my name was fucking meth. What the heck? I digest it.
I came to bring the pain like my name was fucking meth.
I really am digging this record. I don't know why this wasn't
have
any
to
bigger.
investigate. We have a research department. Maybe they can find out why there was never a follow-up.
Track number 6, For My Shorties.
Got me looking through my high school yearbook, bugging cause damn things have changed. It seems like no one's still the same. Dungaree suits with the $4 haircut, sporting tube socks with one pant leg rolled up. Always starting trouble with the older niggas, just so we could get chased by the older kids. Jumping stairs in the building, whole fights for game. Limping 2 days later without ankle sprain. Kick the cans, booties up with the game.
Track number 7, Learn to Be a Man for Self.
Good reason.
Levántate, levántate, ahora que tú te vayas de aquí ya, aquí tú no pagas renta ni nada, yo no quiero oír nada, no que te vaya un cabrón, usted no hace nada, no que se vaya de aquí, yo no que, hermano, ni te quiero ver la cara, no que te vaya de aquí.
Early in the morning, the stretch in the yawning. You're not much to do because my fucking life is boring. And pops popping shit that my room's a mess. Cause he don't like my hair, cause of the way I dress. And it looks like he's still drunk from the night before because he's slurring in his speech.
Track number 8, Don't Sing It, Bring It.
Wasn't that SmackDown versus Raw game?
I think it was, yes.
Breaking niggas down. I've been around for a little while. Niggas know my style. Who you having a fucking fair? The ghetto
calling me. Since I was 3, I brought my mom for her jewelry.
Track number 9, Like Father, Like Son.
What I tell you about stealing? You little punk. Only punk steal.
Poppy's in jail for stealing. You trying to call Poppy a punk?
Perdóneme madre, ganando dinero de sangre. Así como mi padre yo hago malo en la calle. Sentado in front of a hot pot, cooking up cocaine, rock and chop it down with a straight ox. You see there's money to make, I can't.
Straight ox.
I was wondering when we were going to get some Spanish out of him.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually very good. Track
Much better than Gerardo.
Ugh, that's not saying much. Track number 10, 35-second skit called Getting Money goes right into track number 11, Life or Death.
What's up, y'all motherfuckers ready, people? Yo, let's make this shit happen. Yo, know that shit, man. Yo, know that shit happen. Yo, let's get paid.
It's time to rock and roll.
Everybody get the fuck down. Everybody get the fuck down, bitch. Get the fuck on the floor, bitch. You think I'm playing? You think I'm what the fuck you looking at, bitch? What the fuck you looking at, bitch? Put your fucking head down, bitch. Get the fuck on the floor. Goddamn, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Hey, get the fuck out. Down. Yeah.
One is the loneliest number.
Good to see the Casio keyboards were still getting work back then.
In this case and found the offense was brutal.
It may not have been the intro to One. It may be the intro to Young and the Restless.
No, that was
or Days of Our Lives.
Yeah,
was that Nadia's theme?
No, that was Young and the Restless.
Yeah,
but that was a different chord set. Trust me, I hear it every day because we have it on in the background at work.
This is not. What's the other one I said? The NBC one?
Days of Our Lives.
This is not Days of Our Lives. There's no McDonald Carey.
No. Track number 12, Straight Drama.
The fact that you
McDonald
Carey missed a Mekhi Phifer reference.
No, I did, but McDonald Carey was like 91 when he passed away.
Can't take it anymore, going out of my mind. I can't take it anymore, going out of my mind.
There's that Onyx feel again.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore, going out of my mind.
Up in this race, just let's face it, I ain't gonna make it. Minimum wage for 5 days to pay the damn rent, holding on my head because I'm struggling. It's hard to get ahead because
I'm bubbling.
Track number 13 is a 53-second long skit called Survival.
John has an update for us.
Oh, does he?
Yes. Bill Cosby would love this stadium. Oh, no, not roofied. Roofed. So there's a weather delay, lightning in the area at SoFi, a roofied stadium.
I gotta get myself to SoFi Stadium. I heard everybody in there is roofied.
They did my job for me.
Save me the trouble. I can eat my Jello pudding.
And he also commented and said he's never seen King of New York, which is sad. I will make it a fresh flicks no matter what. Now, he said, but he doesn't remember seeing any King of New York posters on cribs, which is a very good point.
Yeah, you saw a shit ton of Scarface ones.
Yeah, yep.
So where'd we leave off?
On Roofie and people.
No, we left off on
Roofie. I remember Roofies.
Survival.
They don't remember him, but I remember him.
Which I believe is track 13.
Yes, that's skit.
Hey, yo, what's up, baby? What's going on, Shampoo? Hey, shit, man. What's going on, kid? Hey, yo, that motherfucker that ratted on you, kid, they about to crack that nigga out right now, Black. Word like? No doubt, yo, handle your shit. Yo, pass me that shit. No doubt, handle your shit. Handle that shit. Just watch my back. You know the rules. Chill.
About to crack this nigga right now.
Okay, play it.
Track number 14, Whip Appeal.
Does Miracle Whip have that?
According to the commercials, yes.
Take no more out on parole. Another 4 years stroll. True that for real. Grab the best rest of steel. Pulling my hoodie tight for my next door deal. Better warn the neighbors. Planning my next cave. About to bring pain to the
Track number, I believe, 15 now.
Sure. Yep.
Nickelback's Ain't Got It.
You can't get it because I ain't got it.
in a jam, M to the A-I-N, who the fucking man? So best prepared, cause that ass I tear, stain that motherfucking ass like underwear.
Better repair, cause that ass I tear, stain that fucking ass like underwear.
My underwear never stains me. Track number 6, El Gran Combo.
My whole crew got wise a long time ago. My Puerto Rican ass supposed to have been dead a long time ago.
Check out the ill-type spit right quick. I let the gas spit psychopathic. I load a full clip and push with my crew's crazy dick. I think I sink it to your back with my shank. Take the gas in your...
Now, he may get mad at me if main one ever listens to this, but he sounded like the youngsters there.
Yep.
Straight from Illy Philly Funksters.
Track number 17, Know My Style.
You know my steez.
I kick the buggy shit, money grip, make it bounce, diggy bounce. Keep my 9 on my head, got the mods, baby pounce. Tell me what you want, yo, my name is maybe K, but watch the way I make this up. Can't compete, no technique, kick my shit for the streets. When it comes to catching back, hug these nuts like bricks. Now my style's underground, strictly hardcore sound. Represent the boogie down, aka Uptown. Picture this, picture that, put your on shit is whack. No, you can't hang with me, money, stop, take it.
Track number 18, Check the Resume.
Oh, let's check the rhyme.
Check it out, Joe. Check it out. 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 My shit's a butter pork cake, couldn't fuck around. MCs know my style, lock it down for my fucking crown. Cause I don't give a damn. Check the program, gotta scoop the food like Razor Band. I wet it up like a vagina. Here's a reminder, niggas try to front, they getting served like a diner.
Track number 19, last track on the record.
Nice
37
bookend.
seconds long. Outro.
All right, I already had enough of that.
Yeah, because I've heard enough babies crying in my lifetime. So
yes.
So that's your one and done for episode 401. Main one, Birth of the Ghetto Child. Actually, not a bad record.
No, not at all. Ghetto Child.
And no chart action.
What?
I don't understand. I would really love to know why there was no follow-up record to this, because that was not bad.
Me too.
One never knows, does one?
No.
The world may never know. Let's go to our record of the week, shall we?
We shall.
Record of the week comes to us from our new artist of the month, being that it is October. It is a record that was released December 4th, 1990.
Yes.
Running 71 minutes and 34 seconds on Elektra Records. Produced by the artists themselves, along with Dante Ross, Dave Jam Hall.
I heard he gets a gas face.
Sometimes, yes. Skeff Anselm and Stimulated Dummies.
Is that like Dilated Peoples?
It's a Dante Ross collective, so he basically gets two producer or two
production credits.
Yeah, 2 production credits. This is the debut album by your artist of the month for October 2021, Brand Nubian. The name of the record, One for All.
And all for one, Brand Nubian.
They actually numbered it for me, 16 tracks on this record.
As do I.
Track number 1. Kind of, sort of the title?
Kind of. Well, it's the other half. If you
the other half.
You hear the song, yeah.
The track or the title of the album is One for All. Track number 1, All for One.
Yeah. One for all.
And all for one.
I hit a beat of swinging notice if my name was David Ruffin. Quick to toast an MC just like an English muffin. Don't worry about a thing because the fool was never bluffing. I get headaches from the whack. So then I take a buffin and I max. I wait until the opportune time and then I tax. But should I max? Now they say sinning is for sinners, so I guess I'm not a sinner. Beginners for beginners, so I guess I'm no beginner. This is how I spark it. Put money in my pocket. When it comes to having pleasure, I get hard as a rocket.
Track number 2 is a CD bonus track called Feels So Good, which is also a Chuck Mangione track and title of an album.
Yes. It's a test. Now rule is a town where we rest. If you were wondering, well, the ballistics finally in. Once again, Brand Nubian. You and your girl can't see the 3 bars. Now she stays. Take the phone, lyrics, throw it down to her PJs. Lay on the floor and do work in 3 ways.
They're on the floor and do work in 3 ways.
And Brand Nubian at this time was Sadat X, Grand Poobah, and Lord Jamar, who we lovingly refer to as Jerome.
Yes, and friend of the show, Sadat X.
That's true.
The wild cowboy with a lot of style boy. And friend of the show, Grand Poobah.
So we got 2 out of the two of the show. And 2
The only
of the
ones we
group are
want.
friends of the. Yeah, the other one is not going to like us very much
No.
if he listens. Track number 3, Concerto in X minor.
Or is it in 10 minor? You said you knew Roman numerals.
I do know Roman numerals, but he doesn't go by Sadat 10.
He does not.
Well, good evening, my Nubian brothers and sisters. Tonight we got a really big show, conducting his concerto in X minor. We have the brother, Derek X. His theme tonight will be on racism in a New York backdrop. Brother Derek X.
Yes. Thank you. All of that.
And all of that.
Track number 4, Ragtime.
Let's hit this.
Straight to where that guy.
Yeah, boy, let's do it now, Sin. Here we go. Let's put it, boy. Hey, yo, check this out. Brand new, get ready to swing this step. We got the Grand Poobah. We got Derek X on the flex. We got Lord Jamal. We got Alamo with the A-Ron.
Is he going by Derek X instead of Sadat X at this time?
For me on this one, because we get ready to be
Might be a
out
different
there
person.
Wow, New York boys, my voice box source out. Open your balls, cause it's one of my chores. Kicking beats, the algorithm, setting rhymes to a schism. People are for one didn't ask. Isn't the best? Surely you just I'm not down with the rest. In fact, they failed the test. It's my vernacular, that's simply spectacular. My bite is in your neck, is the effect of Dracula. Man on a mission, go to school with low tuition. Can't even keep account of the G's I be kissing. But oh, I beg your pardon, the race is starting. The criminal.
Yeah, because his first name is Derek. It's Derek Murphy.
He was going by Derek X on this record, and then he took his name Sadat X from former Egyptian president Anwar Sadat. There you have it.
Now, I've listened to this album like
today.
6 billion times, and I've never paid attention to that.
Never picked up on it. See?
No.
You learned something tonight. And if we can teach you something, that means this show is really doing work.
Yeah.
So let's see. Track number 5. To the right, to the right.
We should never, ever do that.
Funky. Funky. Yeah, we're gonna swing this one to the right. We'll give a shout to my man Paz K. My man Big Daddy.
Friend of the show, Positive K.
Check it out. Well, honey, here's a hickey. Who was not a quickie? When it comes to skins, goddamn, I'm picky. Who would be the princess to occupy the prince? And if she's less than dope, I hope the limo's got tits now, honey. You see, this may sound profound, but let me love you down. And if I'm uptown, I'm back downtown. All the skins I've been in, I get no frowns. You see, you to MCs.
All the skins I've been in, I get no frowns.
It's so funny. You talk about skins and the way he talks. I listened to Black Sheep earlier today, and I hadn't listened to that record in a long time.
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Wolf in Sheep's Clothing?
Yeah, because he talks about getting skins and all that stuff.
Didn't Grand Poobah have a song called Skins?
Yep. He did indeed. See, now you're teaching the posse again. Track number 6, Dance to My Ministry.
Peace, God. Hey, yo, peace. What's the science? Elevation. You getting ready to drop math on this? So indeed, my brother. Well, it's time to start the revolution. All right, so let's start this. See, it's a positive force which guides my cause. It ain't little old people, sheep little lost. It's the chop. It all chops fast.
Track number 7, Drop the Bomb.
You dropped a bomb on me.
Peace, my Nubian brothers. Peace. Hey, yo, knowledge this. We came here to do one thing. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We're going to drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We're going to drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We come to drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We're going to drop the bomb on the Yaku crew. Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We're going to drop the bomb on the caveman crew. Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. We're going to drop the bomb on the ignorance crew. Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb.
Track number 8, Wake Up. This is the
Tiki-talk.
Stimulated Dummies mix.
Tiki-taki, tiki-taki.
Wake up.
Hey, yo, God, we need somebody to come drop some science on this track. Word up. You know, tell it like it really is in the world today. Word up. Hey, yo, they go that brother Grand Poobah. Oh, he don't know nothing. He don't know nothing. He be talking about skins all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yo, boss said. The attributes highly helpful to another God in need. Here I'll God as long as I proceed to civilize the uncivilized. Word of wisdom to the group from the wise. I guess I'm like to verbalize a pose of fact of moving backwards. This Asiatic black man is a dog spelled backwards. The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth.
He's a dog spelled backwards.
Track number 9, Step to the Rear.
Everybody step up to this. Sing my song. Step up to this. Sing my song. Step up to this. Sing my song.
Hey, yo, stud.
Got a little Big Daddy Kane sample there.
Who was on arrival, raised in the ghetto, singing songs called survival, running around town, giving all the girls booba snacks. I wouldn't
Hear that in the background? D Nice.
Figured the way to get paid is to grab the mic rehearse, you know. Smooth as Jermaine, so honey, don't take it personal. There's no need in trying to diss the swinger. Baby, all you catch is 2 snaps up in the finger.
I don't know where it comes from, and somebody's going to school me on where D Nice sampled it from, but in the background is doom, 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 doom. Just not as deep as D Nice's.
Well, I can give you a list of all the songs sampled in that song.
Oh?
Just a Friend by Biz. It's not that.
It is not that.
Oh Babe by Cannonball Adderley.
Sure.
Tramp by Lowell Fulson.
Not by Salt and Pepper.
No. And Plantation Inn by Marquise.
The
Marquise, actually. They were a American studio session band for Stax Records in Memphis, Tennessee.
Really?
So I'm wondering if it might be them. I don't know who Cannonball Adderley is.
No. Hold on. How about we play something here? Let's see if this.
That sounds like
familiar?
it. Yeah. Is that the Marquise?
No, that is Buzzsaw by the Turtles.
Well, that's not even listed.
But that damn sure what that sample was.
Yeah.
Let me go back to it. Hold on.
Hey, yo, stud bust. Step to the rear, Grand Poo is on arrival.
That's what that is.
That is. And that was most definitely what I think D Nice used. The Turtles?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's go to D Nice's version.
My name is D Nice. D Nice. My name is D Nice. D Nice. My name is D Nice. Taking out your suckers and you don't know how I'm saying. Yeah, and you don't stop. Yo, my name is D Nice, although I hate to admit it. Taking out your suckers.
Definitely that organ part is the Turtles.
Yes, maybe not the doom. Maybe that's not.
Maybe the bass line isn't them, but that organ is most definitely from the Turtles. Anyway, that kind of got us off track here.
Yeah,
track number 10. Slow down.
Yeah, you may have heard this one.
Slow down. Slow down.
And you should know the sample on this one.
Edie Brickell.
Yes, and the New Bohemians.
Then you don't care about your wig. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got him because I hit him behind my speakers. But I think of your affection is the T-top connection. What makes you sure you love to smoke the wool. The crackheads and crack men, they come up to my door. I don't smoke jump, so what they knocking for?
Track number 11. Try to Do Me.
But see, baby, I am not the one that tried to do me.
Track number 12. Who can get busy like this man?
We're ready, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Bob time. $1 million.
Once again, as we swing this up with the Grand Poo Bar. If I seen you kick it once, I'll see you slam it 1,000 times. You got to flow with this one, G. Grand Pooba coming in the rhyme dancehall style, see? You thought I couldn't do that. Them say who can get busy like this man. And if them search the whole land, them not find a man. Uber is the one that make them fly, girls have a ball. Well, yeah, but the MCs, them not scare me. Me virgins say me can't wait to hear me. You want to
Track number 13. Grand Pooba, Positive, and LG. Track number 14 is a CD bonus track, and it is Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian function. A junction of three. Collaborating in a status like phone. So slap palms, swing arms, tap souls. You know rock rolls down all hill. Yo, black this kind of hill.
There's no
Track-
rock rolls down our hill.
Track number 15, Wake Up. Reprise in the sunshine. Tiki-taki, tiki-taki.
Peace to the God. Peace, Allah. Hey, yo, there go that brother Grand Poobah. Heard that brother got knowledge.
Yo, True and J, brother. Yo, let's have that brother come over and add on to the site.
I don't know, Tom, if you, Lieutenant Tom says, rumor has it he's the last one here whose football team is winless. So that depends on if you're counting Bill's fantasy team or if you're just counting NFL teams.
I was about to say the same damn thing, and we'll
We'll get to that later.
Later, man. Track number 16. I told you I listened to that record. Track number 16.
Later, man.
Dedication.
Come on, Alamo, let's swing this. Before I get this wreck, I like to take a sec to say this jam here's dedicated to some of my favorites. I like to dedicate this to PE. I like to dedicate this to BDP. I like to dedicate this to the X Clan. I like to dedicate this to Heavy D.
The X Clan. Little
Friend of the
Paradise
show,
Gray.
Paradise Gray's group, yes.
That is your record of the week for episode 401. One for All by Brand Nubian. Good record.
And all for one.
Good record by an underappreciated group, I think.
I'll go with that.
And there is charting action on this.
Is there?
There is indeed. There were three singles.
Three
released.
singles?
Yes.
All right, I'm going with Slow Down.
Yes.
All for One.
Yes.
And how about Wake Up?
You are 3 for 3, sir.
Tiki-taki, tiki-taki.
So in 1991, Slow Down charted on 2 Billboard charts, the U.S. R&B and hip hop songs. It charted at number 63. In the U.S. hot rap singles, it charted at number 3.
Nice.
Wake Up.
Tiki-taki,
tiki-taki. U.S. hot R&B and hip hop songs charted at 92. Hot rap singles at 5.
Wow.
And in 1992, All for One charted on the hot rap singles at number 17.
Nice.
The record itself charted on 2 charts.
2.
It charted on the U.S. Billboard 200, where it peaked at number 130. And it charted on the U.S. top R&B and hip-hop albums, where it peaked at number 34.
Nice.
And that is Record of the Week, One for All by Brand Nubian. Brought to you by your Artist of the Month, Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian.
So go find some Brand Nubian and listen to that. Let it stream overnight. Let those guys get a little bit of your streaming dollars.
So they can all get paid.
Before we take our final break, we have an old to the new.
Yes, and I did not get permission to run this, but I saw them posting everywhere. Go stream this, play this for everybody, blah, blah. So I took that as
yes,
as we should play it.
And we talked about it in, what was it, Woo News, or was it in Hip Hop Headlines? It was Hip Hop Headlines. Our old to the new is Good Guys, Bad Guys by Czarface from the Venom new movie soundtrack.
Yes.
And brought to you by Esoteric, 7L, Inspect the Deck, and Mr. Throwback Thursday. Enjoy.
And Tom Hardy.
And Tom Hardy, yes. Enjoy Good Guys, Bad Guys by Czarface.
It's that old sauce. Listen, I done heard a lot of shots fired. Soon as I'm seen on the scene, look how they got quiet. I gotta dig a new ditch from body stockpiling. I'm back and bigger and better, I can't stop smiling. You know that I body every session, a living legend. Attention is named, I'll get to stepping. You wasting time trying to bargain with me. Even with the odds against me, hard to bend me. Monterelli, I'm hotter than the crime scene. Like I was plotting the heist, how I design schemes. Private eye stay spying with the high beam. The fish are biting, so I call this a live stream. I got a beast that's deep inside, evil odd. We could ride, it's an us thing, a trust thing. I'm rugged with the lethal vibe. They the type I eat alive. Top choice with the voice, rejoice when we collide.
1, 2, 3, get back, let's go insane. 1, 2, 3, get back, let's go insane.
I told you about that beast deep inside of me. I told you about that beast deep inside of me. Nobody move.
Go insane.
I told you about that beast deep inside of me.
1, 2, 3.
How they rush me. 2 and 1, humans run. We don't need to use a gun. Symbiotic with the product when we moving them. Stick to the track to start a music. Shine raw in your eyes. Act like the Iron Chef cooking in the studio live. He ain't on drugs now. That's just what I do to your mind. Move it aside. You used to be cool in 05. I told you about that pain deep inside of me. Oh, that and then some. Black, white, and red drum. Huff for the breadcrumbs. Where does he get it from? Blame the kick drum. Vindicate a victim. How determine outcomes to make a bit of income. Play a shoe from the hip, call it a side hustle. Why tussle when I could just flex my mind muscle? The words carry weight like a fly duffel, and we can find trouble. While the kids sing.
1, 2, 3, get back, let's go insane. 1, 2, 3, get back, let's go insane.
I told you about that beast deep inside of me. I told you about that beast deep inside of me.
Go insane.
I told you about that beast deep inside of me. How they rush me. It's that old sauce, like a savage.
Oh, I muted my microphone.
Yet again.
Didn't realize I did that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, it's Czarface, so you know I like it.
And of course, I like the fact that he put his kids on there and everything. So, especially as part of the chorus. But
yes, it's not like Sugar Hill where you just putting their names on there as a production credit.
No, these aren't the Robinson kids.
No.
Not that anybody.
Not mine.
No, not yours anyway. No. Anyway, great record. Makes me anxious to see what else they got coming down the pike. So good on Czarface. And we thank them for saying, go play this everywhere. So
yes, not to us, but they said it.
So the old to the new, Czarface, Good Guys, Bad Guys. The Artist of the Month, Brand Nubian. The Record of the Week was One for All by your Artist of the Month, Brand Nubian. And a reminder that the one and done was Birth of the Ghetto Child by Main One. We will take our final break of the evening. When we come back, I will read some lyrics.
Yes,
and then we'll have a fake football recap, which is just going to piss me off again. And then we'll wrap up episode 401.
All right, so next week I will have a special drop. I had it ready today, but it's on my other computer, and I didn't put it on the show computer.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to have to wait.
Oh my God. Cowboy Joe West is retiring from umpiring.
Well, like when Earl Hebner retired, Earl's not allowed to do that. But he's sent a stand-in, so.
The only reason he stuck around was to break the record of most games umpired. Joe West passed Bill Clem for most games umpired on May 10th with his 5,376th game. He worked his first game in 1976.
Wow.
He resigned in 1999 and then returned in 2002 when they were having labor issues.
When they went into labor?
Something like that.
All right. Let me pull up this drop. And get some lyrics. All right. So let's do this drop with a Shri. Who's your mama?
Slow down. Hey, baby, your hips was getting big. Now you're getting thin, you don't care about your wit. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got them because I hit him behind my speakers.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy. Understand, this is the great Sadat X, and you listening to my boys Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday. That's right, Throwback Thursday. Checking out my peoples. Understand that, Jamie and Bill. Throw in the back, yo. Beats, rhymes, whatever. The great Sadat X 101, no known DNA. The Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy.
One spot on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next.
But it starts with Bill.
It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Might offer any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the words, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 401. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics.
It is.
Would you be so kind to send me some lyrics to read?
I love how you think it's kind. You were going to be doing verse 1, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
And for anyone who's listening that doesn't know, Bill doesn't know what these are until...
I never know.
Until I do this right here. And send it through the private Shazat.
Do I know this?
Probably not.
I don't think I do.
It's like 1995.
Okay. Oh, now I see why. Okay.
All right.
Verse 1. Yep.
All right. So with no type of ado, Sesame Street Grover Styley.
Why do you do this to me?
Nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
Cat got your tongue, and I'm about to come. Eating my pussy like a goddamn honey bun. Let's have a bit more fun. Go get the whipped cream. Put it on my pussy and lick it clean. Just like a dope fiend getting the hit. You're happy as fuck when you're licking my clit, eating me out till my legs start kicking. And when I come, keep on licking. You're sticking your tongue in and out and above. You weren't aware that I came in your mouth. I wrap my legs around your head. Suffocate. Damn near dead. Cat got your tongue. Why do you do this to me?
Why? Because I don't do it to you. I do it for the posse. There is a difference.
No, that's intersected. Half Nelson. No, it sounded like a full Nelson to me. Oh, goodness gracious.
I will tell you, I had dinner with the Incredible Jeff and others when I was up And he was explaining to someone who had never heard the show that
Yeah,
it is
you know
the
what?
absolute
I was
greatest
wondering-
part of this show is this segment. So I have to keep up for Jeff, if nothing else.
Yeah, how did that conversation come about?
Oh, we were talking about the show, you know, because believe it
Jeff
or not,
listens.
yeah, believe it or not, some people don't know who I am up there.
I'm surprised.
So Jeff was explaining that we do a show, and that that the greatest thing in the world is this little segment.
And he said, "You don't know Bill. He was here on a Sunday, so you don't know him." Jamie makes him read the most disgusting things.
And it was explained that Bill is the whitest of white person you've ever seen.
I resemble that remark.
I know. Casper's ass and all that. Yes. So, you know, to try to.
At least Jeff appreciates me.
He does.
You know what I don't appreciate?
What's that?
This goddamn football season, man. It's time for some fake football recap, even though
Some
I don't.
fake what?
Football recap.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Playoffs. Talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
Love that video drop for this now. Don't love what happened this week.
No.
No.
What's wrong?
We will start with the fact that there are 2 0-3 teams coming into this week. I would be one of them.
And let me guess. The Felicia.
You would be correct. And I didn't even know how she did this week. Oh, yeah. Nope. I'm going to be the only winless team after this week. She's going to win.
No.
Yeah. So thank God there's 17 weeks this year. Maybe I can go on a run. First game of the week, a roller skating jam named Galladay took on Bella Check Yourself, and I had this game in the bag, and then
then it turned into a colostomy bag.
Yeah. My kicker, I guess, pulled a hamstring on the opening kickoff, and now he's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. So I have to obviously get a new kicker.
All you had to do was keep your kicker in the game because Becca had somebody out on COVID.
Yep. And
So
her quarterback
did as well as yours.
Outperformed mine by half a point.
And he didn't even play the whole game.
And no.
Because he pull a hamstring or something?
Yes, he did. Tom Brady was my quarterback, threw for no touchdowns, 269 yards, got 11 points.
He ran for 3 yards.
My biggest performer this week, Kenny Galladay, the guy I named my team after.
Yes.
Who had 116 yards. It's about goddamn time he did something. And I got decent from Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, God, I mean, even my bench didn't do all that well.
No, I mean, they were either at or just above or just below projections.
And, you know, my backup quarterback did even worse than I did.
Yeah, I had him in another league.
So Becca beat me 93-77 in a game that was originally supposed to be mine, 127-105.
Yep.
So I shit the bed by 50 points.
Yeah,
Thanks.
look what Tom, you see what Tom says?
Thanks, Tom. No, I don't see what Tom says. Let's see. I'm an honorary Lion. Yeah. No, I didn't lose on a goddamn 66-yard field goal, which not
this time.
I still think they should have been able to fucking review that. The fact that the play before that play clock was down to 0 for about 2 seconds before.
Don't get Tom started. He can't have a win.
Oh, that was no. Fair is fair, man. That's bullshit. Anyway, what else is bullshit is the fact that I'm now 0-4 and Becca goes to 2-2. Game number 2, Don't Fight the Keelan, coming in at 1-2 against Darius Slay Your Crew.
It was coming in at 3-0.
It was coming
first
in at
place.
3-0, and this one is over. And Greg will not stay undefeated as Jamie beats him right now 127-108. You're projected to go 148-108.
Yeah, my quarterback is still playing. He hasn't touched the ball yet.
No, they just started. So
yes.
So congratulations to you, good sir. You go to 3-1 on the year. Greg drops to 3-1 on the year.
Yeah. I had this little guy named Tyreek who
and his 3 touchdowns
and his 42 points. Yeah.
Game number 3. Young and entertaining.
Which would be
Felicia.
Coming in at 0-3.
And she has an 81% chance of winning right now over Jock and Mike D, Ron E.J., who came in at 2-1. Projections have 121-105. So I'm going to say this one's over.
Well,
much
Ronnie
as it
ran into
fucking
the same
kills
problem
me.
I ran into in another league, is where Logan Thomas went and got hurt.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
And put up no stats.
Put up 0.
Yep.
Like my kicker.
But look at Felicia's kicker.
She doesn't have one.
No, and she's still going to beat Ron.
And
she's got a kicker on her bench, though. Hey, she got Trey Lance down there.
I don't even want to talk about this. She's 1-3 at this point. Ronnie's going to be 2-2. I still don't have a fucking win. Let's move on.
I think Felicia's just letting her senile friend set her lineup.
This one.
Kicker? I got one on the bench. I don't need one in the game, right?
This is weird. This game is still going. The team that's losing has a 96% chance of winning. So
yes, I see that because they have a wide receiver and a kicker left to go.
Yes. So the live projections put them ahead because I don't think Dr. Tim has anybody left. No, he does not.
No. And unless John's guys, run into each other.
Die or something.
If his kicker pulls a hamstring.
Which happens. Arrested to Belichick, Dr. Tim probably going to drop to 1-3. John gonna Montez Sweat, gonna more than likely advance to 3-1.
Yes.
In
Goff's, it is not yet over.
No. And Goff's We Trust against Protect Yannick.
Yes.
Not over. Sanket is done for the week. He's at 115. He has no players left. Ian has 79 right now. He's projected to get 103. He's got Henry Ruggs remaining, who right now has 0 points. So,
but the game has just started.
I'm not going to call it, but I think Sanket's going to win. If it holds true, he's going to go to 3-1. Ian's going to drop to 2-2. That may change. We may have to make an adjustment on that next week, which by the way, somebody dropped Dave Brown.
Yes.
Who put up 402 yards. Today, the NFL gave him credit for a touchdown pass on that first one that they originally ruled was fumbled right at the goal line.
Nice. I think I dumped him.
I think you did. I should have fucking picked him up.
I didn't need him.
402 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the only interception he threw was on a Hail Mary on the last play of the half. And let's see. This was another low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Please, Kamara, don't hurt him. Manny.
Yep.
Versus Hugo at Higgins with Attitudes, who came in at 2-1.
This is Manny's own fault. He left A.J. Brown in the game, and we knew like 3 days ahead of time he wasn't playing.
And Hugo left DJ Chark in, who's now on injured reserve.
Well, yeah. He broke his leg playing in the game.
Player rolled up in his ankle.
He fractured. He didn't break it.
Yeah, his season's
just as
done.
bad. Yeah, he's done.
No more DJ Chark.
Nope.
That's one of my favorite names to say. So Hugo,
which means you need to watch Ted Lasso because there's a guy in there named Jamie Tart.
Okay.
And they do that for him.
Hugo won this game 72-58.
This is ridiculous.
And I lost.
Yep. Well, could you have beaten Hugo this week?
Yes.
Okay.
I had 77.
Okay.
I hate this fucking league.
You love this league.
The funny thing is, I pick up people and then they fucking get hurt. So
it's what happens.
So that's where we're at. Let's take a look at what the matchups are going to be next week. I am not going to go through what the records are going to be. There's just too many.
Yeah. Too many things we don't know yet.
Too many variables. Oh, I got John next week. And I'm probably going to lose that. You have Higgins with Attitudes, which I believe is Hugo.
Uh-huh.
And then we have Young and Entertaining, which is Felicia, who's going up against Dr. Tim. And we have Becca going up against Greg. And we will have Sanket going up against Ronnie. And finally, Manny going up against Ian. So
who knows what's going to happen?
The only thing I know is that I'm probably going to fucking lose.
You know why? I think you just don't want to go to the post office to mail out the Felicia to somebody else.
Oh, I would love to get rid of this. Yeah, would love to get rid of this.
We're just going to see how many times we could get your name written on it.
So I'm going
to keep track of all of your team names. That's why we give it to you.
Thanks. I've already dropped Robbie Gold because he's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. So
it's probably a good idea.
Otherwise, I got to hope that I get better results from, the people I have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Emmanuel Sanders is doing a lot better than I thought. I should probably play him more, but that's neither here nor there. That is your TBT Posse Fake Football League recap for week number 4.
Yes.
We will revisit this next week.
In the meantime.
And in between time.
Go from Bill to Phil and take us home.
I have to, if I'm going to be Phil, I have to sit down because, his health is so bad. He's doing concerts right now. He cannot even, he can't even stand.
Well, he's a drummer. He should be from away.
Yeah, but he looks like shit, man. Anyway, let me go back to, here we are, the Bill to Phil part.
Yes.
Every part of this show, if Jamie will hold up his cup, was fueled by Jamie's visit to the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or not Instagram,
nope.
Facebook and Twitter.
Probably there too.
Yeah, probably. And also at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code THROWBACK. Save 10% off your order. They are on Instagram. I just don't know what their
probably
their
Death Wish Coffee.
Def Rugs, they're on Instagram as well as Facebook and Twitter. And they're also at defrugs.com. You can go check them out. They're handmade, high quality hip-hop themed rugs brought to you by the one and only Rug E Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business partner, the green-eyed bandit, Eric Sermon. That is Def Rugs at defrugs.com. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Def Rugs. You also made a visit last week to the
Bittersweet Candy
city of Schenectady on J Street. To the Bittersweet Candy
And I walked
Company.
right through the alley on J Street and saw the stars in the alley.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got to see the one and only Heather Lent, who brings
I did.
Candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious. I also got to meet her her candy machines. Like her chocolate machines.
Yeah.
One is called Biggie, one is called Tupac, and one is called Lil Kim.
Okay.
They all do different denominations of chocolate.
Very cool. So you can check out Bittersweet Candy Company on Facebook, or at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code throwback and save 10% off your order at bittersweetcandy.com.
Yes, do that.
Melted Mics, MLTDMICS, meltedmics.com. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday. Save 10% off your order of hip-hop themed t-shirts, such as the Fife Dog shirt that Jamie and I both have purchased.
Yes.
It's still on there. The cease and desist has not happened yet. So
No, I didn't tag Dr. Pepper in my post. So.
No, which is good because they'd probably be like, thanks. Bye.
There you go.
Also on TikTok. We were going to do a TikTok for Bill Reed's lyrics, but that didn't happen.
You were going to do one. I would have nothing to do with it.
No, my daughter does TikTok. That's about the closest we get in this house to that. And Janelle will sit there and scroll through it. And there's this one British girl who does a lot of Kevin Hart stuff, which I think is really funny. Other than that, TikTok kind of bothers me. So last but not least, Etsy.com/shop/geek-like-you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. That is pop culture and other stuff from the sick, twisted mind of one Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie, and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday, Rye. They will give you all the stuff that you can handle. Some Ted Lasso stuff.
Yes.
Some Schitt's Creek stuff. Some Game of Thrones stuff if you're still into that shit. You know, and pretty much.
And Lieutenant Tom needs to go by our shop and get this.
In Detroit Lions colors. Look at that, Lieutenant Tom. The Mr. TBT beanie with the palm, of course. You got to have the palm on the beanie. But that is Detroit Lions colors. So
looking out for him.
Yes, go to MrThrowbackThursday.com and click on the shop tab, and you can pick up all those things. You can also pick up Jamie's baseball cap. Yes, it's a good snow blowing hat, which you will need in Detroit.
Yeah, probably tomorrow.
Social media network for this show starts with MrThrowbackThursday.com that I just mentioned. That is our website. You can go there. You can check out the friends of the show. You can check out the Posse Wall of Fame. You can click on the microphone that follows you from page to page and hit us up, leave us a message. And before we go any further, I want to thank everybody for your support. We did not win the People's Choice Podcast Award last week.
We did not. We
Fuck
lost to Dudes and Beer.
Fuck those guys. So
I'm with you. They are a fuck fill in the blank this week.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe we'll try next year.
Yeah. I was offered the option to buy us a nomination trophy. Like, you made the final slate. Would you like to purchase this trophy?
No.
And it was $215 to purchase the trophy. So
kiss $215 of my ass.
Yep, that's exactly what I went. That's a no.
Go give that shit to Dudes and Beer.
Yes. Would you like to spend $215 on a trophy? That's a S, a K, and a J all right next to each other.
So that's a nope.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, MrThrowbackThursday.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. Jamie is at @the_MR_TBT. I am at Bill_MR_TBT. Also my Instagram handle, Jamie's Instagram, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Like the Facebook page, obviously titled Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Yes,
you can also
do that.
check out Home of the TBT Posse, where you can all intermingle and, you know,
make some posse soup,
talk shit about us. And if you want to, you can send email to MrThrowbackThursday@gmail.com. Shout out time.
Yes.
Shout outs this week to Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn, Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Kat Malark, Clay Arsenault, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Deshauna Townley, and Shane Hatley. They all got mentioned for one reason and one reason only, and that's because they got five on it.
Or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, you become a patron. You go to patreon.com/MRTBT. Join up at the Loonies level or higher, and you will get your name mentioned every single week.
Yes, and for all the Loonies level people, if you have not given me your shirt size, You will not get it. You will not get a shirt, and it's no longer going to be my fault. Up until this point, it was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a bunch, and I'm going to get some shirts, and we're going to get some stuff happening.
Don't forget our friends in the industry. Check out Anthony Imran and Rug Boy over the Jock and Nerd podcast. Our friend Talkin' Ty on both her webpage at Brooklyn Ty NYC and her show What's the Word podcast with Brooklyn Ty. The hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B on itsfreshradio.com. Get that Fresh Radio app for your phone as well. You can get it on either iOS devices or Android devices.
You get it everywhere.
Every Thursday from 6 to 8, we are on, and then stick around for the all request show with DJ B. Send him your requests via Twitter. Who knows if it's anything like today? It may be the only social network that's up and running.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Leave us reviews wherever you listen to us. Your input helps our output. It helps our numbers. It helps us with possibility of getting people who want to join us and get their name on here. So until next week, episode 402 will be coming at you. Until then, take good care of yourselves. Get your vaccine if you can. If you can't, wear your mask. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.
RESH